Namaskar, I'm Suruchi Das and you're watching Rhythm News. Since the establishment of the United Nations Security Council, the concept of veto power has been a topic of considerable debate. This mechanism, which allows certain nations to block decisions or actions, has proven to be a contentious issue. Recently, while the United States has supported the inclusion of India, Japan, and Germany as permanent members of the Security Council and has advocated for reforms, it has not endorsed granting India veto power. To grasp this stance fully, it's essential to understand what veto power entails and why it remains a point of contention.
But there are very deep vested interests. So the countries, at least some of the countries who are there, no prizes for guessing who they are. The countries who are there, some of them have an interest in not allowing this. They are hanging on to it, but the fact is they are not helping the process.
Veto power grants the authority to block or reject a decision even if it enjoys majority support. Within the UNSC, this power enables any of the 5 permanent members to prevent the adoption of resolutions. The UNSC is tasked with maintaining international peace and security, and its powers, including peacekeeping missions, enforcing international sanctions, and taking military actions through resolutions. However, the Council has often fallen short of its responsibilities, as 5 permanent members have frequently used the UN to advance their own agendas rather than addressing global issues effectively. India's long-standing call for reforms within the Security Council highlights its shortcomings.
Where the most populous country in the world is not in the Security Council, where the 3rd largest economy in the world is not in the Security Council. So I then ask you this question: how credible does that make the Security Council?
The Council's polarized nature has hindered its ability to tackle contemporary challenges such as the Russia-Ukraine war and the Israel-Hamas conflict. Furthermore, the veto power has allowed the permanent members to pursue their own interests, often neglecting global issues like the Rohingya crisis. Despite global support for the Rohingyas, the UNSC has failed to take decisive action, with permanent members like China and Russia backing Myanmar due to their own political and economic interests. This inaction has emboldened Myanmar's military to commit further atrocities. The need for reform is also evident in the outdated structure of the 15-Nation Council established in 1945, which no longer aligns with 21st century realities. For instance, Europe, which comprises only 6.6% of the world's land area, holds 60% of the permanent seats in UNSC. Conversely, Africa and South America, which together cover 32% of the world's land area, have no permanent representation. Asia, home to over 60% of global population, also has inadequate representation. This imbalance highlights a significant issue with geographical and regional representation in the UNSC. Moreover, the misuse of veto power by powerful countries underscores the need for reform. The US, for example, has violated the UN Charter by invading Iraq in 2003 without UNSC approval and by conducting airstrikes in Libya in 2011 under the guise of human rights protection. The UN's failure to prevent Russia's invasion of Ukraine further illustrates the shortcomings of current system. Such examples reveal how violations of UN policy often correlate with a country's power and influence. To restore the UNSC's effectiveness, it is crucial to expand and reform the Council. The UN must evolve its charter, rules, and structure to prevent the misuse of veto power and address existing biases.